Revelations 11 and verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
من به عنوان یه مالیات دهنده ایرانی راضی نیستم یک قران از مالیات من قبل از اینکه خرج غزه بشه بره برای لس آنجلسی های پاپیوز خرج بشه. همشون میخوان افتخار کنن که ما دلمون برای لس آنجلس سوخت، ما 1.5 سال خون تو دلمونه برای غزه. اون سخنگوش فقط خودش آدم نشون بده، برای غزه سخنرانی میکنه. آقای قالیباف تو جلودار مایی، تو فرمانده مایی. والله این از صمیم قلب میگم ما امیدمون به توه، به هیچ جور اینا. مملکتم
خیلی ممنون، متشکر. نگاه کنید دوستان، حتما بر آمریکا، مرگ 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 بر آمریکا. مرگ بر اسرائیل، مرگ بر اسرائیل، مرگ بر اسرائیل.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing this gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon all your houses. This is Brother Quana Watt, coming back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Lord will. It is edifying, Lord will. It is straight to the point. As you had seen, right, you had, I don't, ultimately, remember, right, the man's name, or either of the men that were speaking in that video, their names, right, but one in the beginning, right, ultimately stated, right, that he was an Iranian, right, citizen or Iranian taxpayer, right? So that leads me to believe, right, that this, is either, right, an Iranian, political gathering, or, possibly, a gathering of many leaders from, the Muslim or Islamic countries, right, such as Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, so on and so forth, right, Afghanistan, right? Again, I don't know for sure, right? I don't have, too much, information on that, but nonetheless, right, we're looking at, the point of, what was said, right? Basically, he was pointing out, right, those over here in Los Angeles, right, in America, over in Los Angeles, right, where the fire, currently is taking place, continuing to build, right, many people are, their homes were being destroyed, especially a lot of, so-called celebrities in this world, man, right, regular people, right, millions upon millions of dollars, right, have been, destroyed, right, in the wake of this fire, man. There has been talks, right, they're clearly speaking on, right, any kind of, aid, right, to, Americans, right, and he was basically shooting that down. The first guy was shooting it down, right, saying that those, that over there in Gaza, right, need help, you know what I mean, rather than sending money to, Americans, right, and whatnot. He was shooting that all the way down, right, and speaking to another gentleman, right, he was calling his leader, saying, hey, this, we're following you. Are you supposed to lead us? And what was the chant? Right, death to America, death to Israel. Right, that is the sentiment, right, that is being pushed out, by these Ishmaelite, right? We know according to the scriptures, right, their true biblical name will be what? The Ishmaelites, man. We know that they are pissed off, man. And not too long ago, I think it was an Iranian leader that stated that, a lot of the, so-called Muslim countries, right, need to band together, right? And again, like I said, I don't know what this gathering is. It could just be, Iran, right? political party, or it could be, again, a conglomerate, right, of, these so-called Muslim countries coming together, man. But nonetheless, right, that's a huge moment right here, man, right, building towards prophecy, as we know it, right. World War III, right, is soon to come, and again, we know that, right, by the by Yahweh Bashim El-Shai setting things up, man, getting these nations, right, prepared, right, for war, as we read in Joel, the 3rd chapter, right, beginning at verse 9. But I want to grab this right here in Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 4, right? It says, which is a precept, right, to, that Joel 3 and 9. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. So that goes back to what? The valley of Yahweh Shaphat, right, where Yahweh Bashim El-Shai is going to be gathering these nations together, right, for war, right, so they can fight against one another, man, right, with the ultimate common, goal between, these nations, what is to destroy America, right, to send nuclear missiles upon America, right, and we're close to that point. Russia, you'd be using a nuclear capable, right, didn't have a nuclear missile in it or nuclear warhead in it, right, but a nuclear capable missile on Ukraine, right, which is really a show of power, saying, hey, is this easy for us to press that button, man? So again, showing you we're in the times where nuclear missiles, right, are going to be used, man, and that shocked the world, right, with Russia's move, man. That shocked the world, right? It says, Yahweh Bashim El-Shai of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. Right? Yahweh Bashim El-Shai is getting these nations together, man, right? And I got that word muster, right? As you see in the red, I have it highlighted, right? Muster, the online etymology, it says to collect, assemble, bring together in a group or body, right? This is exactly what Yahweh Bashim El-Shai is doing. All right, let's go ahead and go to Jeremiah, what is that, 50 and verse 9. It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, which we know Babylon today, right, is America, right? The Lord says, he speaks through similitudes, and whatnot, right? So basically in parables, So we know Babylon in the scriptures, right? Virgin daughter of Babylon, right, is America today, right? Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, man. You can look up, which I put other Apostle Gabar had did a video on this a while ago. He looked up, you could type it in, who is the virgin daughter of Babylon, and it will pull up America, right? It will pull up the United States of America, right? Again, showing you how true, or showing you, again, the true prophets, Yahweh Bashim El-Shai, are here, giving you the proper understanding of the scriptures, man, and who it's talking about, right, and how it correlates today, right? It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations, right? An assembly of great nations, right? Meaning there's going to be a mass gathering, right? That's going to be taking place, right? Lord mustering the battle, the host of the battle. It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her, speaking on Babylon, right? It says, from thence she shall be taken, their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert men, none shall return in vain. So these nations are going to be shooting, right, off these, nuclear missiles, right? And as it says, right, from the north country, which that north country is being Russia, right? Again, Russia was the first one to make that kind of display, right, of power, right? So we know Russia is going to be the ultimate one, right, to really gain, the partnership of a lot of nations, right, to go up against America, right? The allyship of a lot of nations to go up against America, right? Because Russia can't stand America, man, as well as many other nations, as we're seeing, right? They're saying death to America, death to Israel. These nations can't stand what the fuck America is doing, right? All this wickedness is coming out, right? All this wickedness, right? The scriptures say that, her iniquities reacheth unto heaven, right? Roughly paraphrasing, man, right? This is the time that we're in. And as we see, right, again, you got a lot of these, Muslim nations that are really pissed off at America, man. These so-called Muslim nations. They're going to have a huge part, in destroying America, right? The dude said that he was an Iranian taxpayer. Well, again, the Iranians, right, are the first allies listed in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, right, to Russia, right? Just getting to the point, right? Just naming off some of their allies, right? You know, I'll read verse 4 first. Ezekiel 38, verse 4, it says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, meaning Yahweh Shem Shai is going to, return Russia, right? Right, because it's going, as you go to the top, right, the Gog and Magog, right, which we know, is talking about the land, but those that are over there that possess the land today are the Edomite Russians, man. They're the Russian Edomites, right? So speaking of them, right, it says, and I will bring thee forth, just like you. I'll start at the top again. Ezekiel 38, verse 4 says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in their jaws, right? Returning Russia, right, back to that, that Soviet mindset, right? That Cold War mindset, ready to fucking push the button at any moment, It says, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, right? It says a great company, right? An assembly of great nations, right? Yeah, like Russia has a massive army. But see, it's not just going to be them, right? You got North Korea, right, aiding Russia, right, over there in Ukraine, man. So you got a lot of these nations, right, that hate America, that hate Israel, which America backs Israel, right? So by default, if they hate Israel, they hate America, right? That hate Israel, that hate America, right? And they're saying, we're going to side with Russia, man. It says right here, and again, number one ally, right? It says the Persia, right? Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield, hand, and helmet, right? So, man, you got, again, Iran, right? Which you will look up that word Persia, right? Today is Iran, right? The Persians, right, are the Iranians, They're also called Carmanians, right, in the scriptures, man. The Iranians are also called Carmanians and Persians in the scriptures, right? So that they are going to be a huge, a huge presence in this war to come, right? Let's actually go to 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, and we'll get that verse 28, right? It says, behold, is 2nd Esdras 15:28. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, right? Because again, right, you got the Valley of Yehoshaphat over there in the so-called Middle East, right? In the Middle East over there, man, right? And that, again, that's where these nations are beginning to be gathered, right? As we see it, right? It says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may be found. Right? We know that, we know that Ishmael, right, is a wild man, right? And even, Iran, made a video a while back, I think it was a couple of years back, a video of their stock of weaponry, man. Right, so they're willing to go to war, man. They're ready to go to war, They're ready to fight. Right, they got the weaponry prepared, It says also the Carmanians, again, right? Which it said the Carmanians are, right, which you can look that up as well, right? The Carmanians are the Iranians, right? It says raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boar of the wood, again, going back to him being that wild man, it says, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, right? Being allies, right, to Russia, right? We just read in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. It says, and shall waste a portion of the land of Assyrians, right? Which that's ultimately speaking on America today, right? It says, then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, right? And I quoted it, right? I'm just going to go ahead and grab it in Genesis, the 16th chapter. Genesis 16, I think it's verse 11. Yeah, right here. It says, and the angel of Yahweh said unto her, right? It's talking about Sarah, or it's like a Hagar, which is, Sarah's handmaid, right? Which Sarah was, the wife of Abraham, right? She ultimately couldn't have children, right? So she handed over her handmaid, which is Hagar, you know. And the Lord speaking to her said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and call his name Ishmael, right? Which would be those so-called Muslims, right, that are over there in, you know, again, these different countries in the Middle East, right? It says, because Yahweh hath heard thy affliction, and he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. That's right, man. You know, right? So he is going to be that wild man ready for war, right? And again, we know that he's got the weaponry, right? He had shown it off, right, not too long ago, man. All right, let's go back to 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 31 again. It says, then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, right? Because we understand that, Amalek, right, is going to be the one that to really draw out these nations, man, right, which we're seeing, right? I think it was Jeremiah. What is that, 49? Right, Jeremiah 49 and verse 20 says, therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Right, the least of the flock being who? The small hats, the gutter rats, right? The 1948ers, man, right? The imposters, right? Who the world ignorantly thinks are the chosen of the Lord, man, right? They get them little fucking, pasta curls hanging down the side of their fucking head with that little ass fucking, ball cap on. Fucking imposters, man. But they're the ones that are, again, drawing out these nations, man. You see what's going on over there, right? And he's talking about, in the video, he talked about what was happening to the Palestinians over in Gaza. Right, man? He's saying we need money over here. I ain't sending money over to them. Right? Fuck them. Right? And then what? Death to America. Death to Israel. And again, by default, if you hate Israel, you hate America, man. Because America is backing and has been financially backing, right, Benjamin Netanyahu, right, in this war against the Palestinians in Gaza, man. And again, this is, they've been bringing it up many, many times that this is straight genocide, right? They're ultimately, which there was a treaty which, they're trying to ultimately put on, Trump, right? That there was a treaty that no nation is going to be, sitting here moving these border lines, right? That they made a treaty, an international treaty between all nations. And here you go, Esau sitting here saying, hey, you know what? We're going to take over the Gazans. We're going to take over the whole land. And then you got Trump saying, hey, we're going to take, Greenland, right? And we're going to try to make, Canada, a part of America, right? So they're trying to move the borders, man. Right? Which that's Esau, man. He has more than his heart can desire, and he still wants more, man. Fucking damn devil, man. A covetous ass fucking devil wants everything for himself, right? Which is his birthright. But see, hey, we're coming to the end of that shit, man. They're the ones that are causing all these fucking problems that are happening in the world, man. They're non-fucking stop about war, murder, bloodshed, and in all different types of ways, man. That's why folly is setting great dignity here, man. You got people killing each other left and right, right? Scripture saying, to whom that do, to whom that is evil to himself, to whom will he do good? Roughly paraphrase. I think that's in Sirach, the 14th chapter. Esau is wicked as hell, man. Right? And this is why you see these nations starting to band together, man. Right? It says, surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them, man. Right? Because that's going to be the end goal, right? These nations getting together, right? With, again, one goal, right, in common between all these nations, to destroy America, right? Let's go back. 2nd Esdras 15, verse 32 now. Right, it says, I'll read verse 31 again. It says, then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled troubled bled and keep silence through their power and shall flee, right? You're gonna, there's gonna be, a lot of skirmishes, which again we're seeing over there, man. Right, between America, Iran, Syria, Israel, Syria, right, Lebanon, Jordan, right. We're already seeing the skirmishes turn up, man. It says, and from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Which, America, just recently, right, with this whole border bullshit, right, that's going on, which we know, 2 Corinthians 2:11, right, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We understand that Edom did this, man, right, so that way he can do what he's doing now, right, blame the migrants, right, on, the burning, down of America, which, brothers have been saying, right, that Trump, right, through the Spirit is Nero reincarnated, right? And that's exactly what Nero did, right? He blamed the Israelites, right, for the burning down of Rome, right? And we're in Rome 2.0, right? Or the beast, ultimately was wounded and did live, right? That beast going into the Roman Empire, right? And it lives through through America, man, right? That woman riding upon that scarlet beast, right? That beast being the NATO and the EU, and that woman being America, man. It's like, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, And what happened, right? They ultimately allowed for these migrants, right, to come in here, man. And you got all different types of migrants, right? Again, not just the Israelites. You have the Hamites that came over here, the Moabites, right, which were the so-called Chinese, the Ammonites, so-called Japanese, and the Hamites are the so-called Africans. But you also had the Ishmaelites, man. The so-called, Middle Eastern, Arabs or whatever you want to call them, they were coming over here too, man. And now you see them doing what? All different types of shit, right? Mass death. You're going around shooting people, man, killing people, But who's their main focus, right? It's the Israelites, man, the so-called Hispanics, right, or Latinos that are coming over here across the border, right? That's their main focus, but they're not pointing out that you have all different types of nations coming here, man. But continue on, verse 34 says, behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they shall be horrible to look upon, full of wrath. It's like it. It's like it. And you're gonna have, these different it's like, I'll read it again. 2nd Edges 15 verse 34, behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very terrible. They are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly. Right, man, because you're gonna have, again, you got these military drones, right? You got all these, now they got robots, right? And these nations are gonna use them, man. These nations are gonna straight up use all these different things, man, and it's gonna be a bloodshed is gonna be at an all-time high, as the scriptures say, right to the horse's bridle, man, right? Which is that thing that the horse puts in his mouth, right? Which, if you got a really big fucking horse, right, like those Clydesdales, right? Just the back of that horse is like 6 feet, 6.5, 7 feet, man. Well, how much higher does the head sit? So that just shows you, man. There's gonna be a lot of bloodshed that's gonna happen here soon, man. We see it, right, through the Spirit. It says, and dung of men unto the camel's hoof, and there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon the earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. Right, man, right? And you're gonna have, again, like, more than just just war happening, because before World War III can really pop off, right, and hit its peak, right, which we're in the beginning of World War III, right, the official World War III, right, before the peak, right, can hit, which is, the peak is those ICBM nuclear missiles being fired off. Right, before the peak can happen, we understand that what? Jacob's trouble has to pop off as well, right? Which you're going to see, famines, right? You're going to see pegs and pestilence, right? You're going to see apparitions, which are, people seeing, demons and shit like that, man, right? Animal attacks, right? Leviathan coming out, right? Which there's multiple Leviathans, right? All these different events are going to be taking place while this war, right, is going to be popping off. It's going to be, as the scriptures say, a time like no other. Right? A time like no other. Daniel's 12:1, Matthew's 24:21, Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. Speaking on the time that's coming. Right? Jacob's trouble. And then immediately after, right, World War III. And then the most sought after, prophecy, which is what? The deliverance. Being delivered, right? The elect getting delivered from this place, right? But right before those missiles hit down, right, the elect of the nation of Israel is going to be delivered, man. 1/3 of the elect of America and, elect of the nation of Israel is going to be delivered here in America. It says, verse 38, it says, then shall there come forth great storms from the south and from the north and another part from the west, right? It says, right, because again, you're going to be the different wars that are popping off. Verse 39, it says, and strong winds shall arise from the east and shall open it, and the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the star stirred to cause fear toward the earth, toward the east, and west wind shall be destroyed, right? It says, great and mighty clouds shall be puffed up full of wrath, and the star, that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out every high and eminent place and horrible star, right? The missiles, man, those ICBM nuclear missiles being shot down, or going up, right, being shot into the atmosphere, them doing that little arch, going all the way up, arching down, and blazing down to America, man. Right? It says fire and hail and flying swords and many waters, that all fields may be full and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. Right? Meaning you're going to have these nations, right? Their foot soldiers, right? Their tanks, right? Their Humvees, right? Even their jets and whatnot. Right? All these nations, man, being gathered, right? For that judgment, as we read, in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, right? When Yahushua comes, right? Isaiah, the 34th chapter. So he comes and what? Do what? Destroy these nations, man. Right? It says, and they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood and grass of the meadows and their corn. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid, destroying this place. And they shall come to her and besiege her, the star and all the wrath that they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up unto heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her. Right? Because all these nations are going to see it, man. Right? Everyone's going to see it. Reading in Revelations, the 18th chapter, man. Right? That those nations that, ultimately were, setting up shop here and, using America, right, for their gain, right? The currency and whatnot that had been established here in America, right? All these nations, right, are going to see that, man. Right? In other words, right, the destruction is going to be televised. The destruction of America is going to be televised. Everybody's going to see it, man. And this is something that's coming, around the corner, man. Again, we see it with these nations, right, making those chants, death to America, death to Israel. That's a huge moment, right, for prophecy, man. A huge moment for prophecy, which should ultimately, first and foremost, right, strike fear, right, into those that see it, man, as well as boost the faith of those that have been seeing it, through the Spirit, man, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem El Shah, man, because this right here, this is beautiful, man. We're one step closer to America being destroyed, Fuck this place. I did a lesson yesterday going into, leave off from this place spiritually before before destruction comes. And hey, this is proof that it's close, right? It's close. It's really close, man. So let me close out with this, man. I don't want to make this too long, man. Let's go to Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, and that knowing the time, right? Because we know the time. The scriptures say that we are not in darkness, right? That you know, matter of fact, let's grab that too. What was that? Right. Right. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, so cometh as a thief in the night, right? When we least inspect it. But the scriptures say that a prudent man foreseeth the evil, right? And he hideth himself. See, meaning you're going to see it before it comes, right? And 99.999% of these people don't see it, man. Why? Because Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is not dealing with them. But why do Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai that he's dealing with us, man? Allowing us to see it. You know? It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape, right? But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief, right, man? Right? The Lord brought us out of darkness into this marvelous light so that we can see, right? And this word, right, is likened unto a lamp, right? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is likened unto a lamp that we may see, right? It says, ye are the children of light and the children of day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. That's right. It says, therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober, right? Watch, pay attention, right? Don't get into these other different doctrines and whatnot, right? Stay with the truth, you know? Stay with the doctrine, right, of Great Millstone, which we know is the 100% truth of the scriptures, right? Which was given through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, if it wasn't so, then everything that the prophets that they were saying, right, everything that the true prophets Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai were saying, which again, the elder apostles, the elder bishops, elders Akim, right, everything that they say wouldn't come to pass, right? Because the Lord said He confirmed the word of His messengers, right? Everything that they were saying, right, everything that we've been saying, right, for years is coming to pass, right? So we believe here at Great Millstone, starting with the elder apostles of Great Millstone, right, on down to the men that have come up under them, like-minded men, we believe that we have the 100% truth, man. Right? We believe that we very well could be those men, those prophets, man. And we say that all humbly, right? Because we don't know if we are, right? But we're prisoners of hope, man. We hope and believe that we are, you know, but nonetheless, right? We understand what's coming, right? It says, verse 7, it says, for they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. That's right. And I'll keep reading. All right, it says, for the Most High hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, man. Right, so Lord will, right, again, we be of that number, right? The Lord hath not appointed us unto wrath, unto the destruction that is coming, right? But Lord will be of the elect. It was predestinated that the elect will be delivered, man. You know? So if we be of that number, we ain't got shit to worry about, man. You know? About what's coming, right? Not being afraid of evil tidings, right? But rejoicing at the, these, evil tidings, man, right? Which is bad news. Evil tidings meaning evil, meaning bad, tidings meaning news, right? This will be bad news, right, to the average person, especially these Americans, man. But we see, we rejoice at this, man, right? It says, verse 10, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with Him. Wherefore comfort one another. It's like it. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. That's right. Right? Getting into the scriptures, staying in the scriptures, man, which brings us that comfort, right? Not forsaking the assembly of us gathering, right? To get with the brothers, man. Get into these scriptures, right, as much as possible. Right? Because these are we in some heavy times, man. So again, I'll go back to Romans, and we'll close out with that, man. Romans 13 and verse 11, it says, and that, knowing the time, again, we know the time through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. All right, wake up, man. Wipe the crust out your eyes, man. Quit bullshit. Right? Esau, every time a new president, gets selected, right, what you people call elected, right? Every time a new president comes in, man, they always talking this good game and turn around and crash out on all the shit that they said they were going to do and never do it, right? How many fucking times are you motherfuckers going to continue to believe and trust in this fucking system that has never benefited you? Never, ever, ever, right? You went from a physical slavery to now a mental slavery. They got your ass, man. To get away from this fucking world, man, spiritually depart, man. Spiritually depart and turn to Yahweh Shem Shai, man, before it's too fucking late, because this place about to go. Some shit's about to happen, man. Brothers is talking about shit happening, right? Esau trying to do some shit in the next few days to the next couple weeks or something like that. Esau about to move, man. Jacob's trouble's closer than World War III is, because it has to happen before, right? In order for World War III to really pop off, that peak to hit, those ICBM nuclear missiles to be shot off, right? So we're in some, hey, man, turn to Yahweh Shem Shai before it's too late. It says, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. That's right, man. It's close, right? This is the, through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Shai, beloved of the apostles to heart, deem this year what, man? The hopeful year of our deliverance, right? And the destruction and judgment on Esau, Edom, man. Lord will, this is that year. So Lord will is edifying. Lord will straight to the point. I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash, that belongs to the other apostles, of the bishops, great millstone. Till next time I say shalom.